Very much enjoying Ramadan so far. Today we've got two segments. We've got the first segment with Brother Hamid, and I will introduce him in just a second. And then we've got another segment later on talking about education and the way it's affected children and the COVID pandemic and how that will sort of pan out in terms of exams. So, Brother Hamid, thank you so much for joining me today and taking the time out. We're going to be talking about the Janaza petition that is out currently in Milton Keynes, and we're just basically briefly going to be covering that and what it's all about. So, please explain what this is.
Okay, just to be really brief for and precise for the benefit of the listeners, we are struggling to bury our dead quickly to meet our religious beliefs, according to the Sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who said, "Hasten the burial rites." So at the moment, we are struggling to meet those requirements, and it is taking us more than 24 hours, if we're lucky, to even register the death. The issue we have here is of two folds. There are two bottlenecks the way we see it. So all the administrative processes have been done, like the medical examiner certificate and the coroner release of the body. We've got two bottlenecks: is the death registration, lack of slots available to register the deaths, and that sometimes is having an issue, not even just during weekends or bank holidays, but also during the week. And the second issue we have is actually getting burial slots. Even if we do the death registration, sometimes we don't have a burial slot for us to be able to bury our loved ones. So that's what the issue is. As I said, so we are trying to work collaboratively with Milton Keynes Council to have a redress for that.
So, for example, if somebody died, say Friday evening, you can't at the moment do anything till Monday.
No, I'll just give you an example. This is a recent death. There is a lady, a sister that passed away on Thursday afternoon. So she is not buried yet, and we are Sunday today. So the earliest death registration that have been offered to the family is Friday at 3:30 p.m. But the burial slot that was offered to the family is earlier than the death registration, which means that the actual burial couldn't take place because there is a dependency on the death registration and the issuance of the green form and so on. So the family now have to wait from Thursday till next week for an available burial slot.
That's
So
very tragic, very tragic.
it is, and it is really really tragic, and also it doesn't help those families that they want to um, do like their burial ASAP, so they can go over their mourning period and so on. So they're still worrying what's going to happen. Is this going to be happening on Saturday? Is this going to be happening on Sunday? Is this happening on Monday? So as it stands now, we don't know. So, and that's like just one case. There are so many cases that we can cite and that we are approaching the council with.
Okay, thank you for that. So what is this petition and who's supporting it?
So the petition really is we are asking the council to help us bury our loved ones in a timely fashion. And so by observing our religious beliefs, and this really, it doesn't affect just Muslims, it affects the Jewish community directly. So the Muslims and Jewish community are impacted by this current policy and directly, but it affects other communities indirectly. There are, like, we have had letters of support from, for example, from one of the Hindu associations in Milton Keynes, and they would like to bury their dead as well within 24 hours. So that's the issue as it stands. So it's not just a Muslim issue. So we are really asking the council to help us bury our loved ones to meet our religious belief, and a service that is available to all residents of MK, regardless of their belief or creed. So this is like a service that's the all the residents of MK can benefit from.
Okay, so where will you be taking this petition, and how
So
do we move forward?
yeah, so what we did, we have been in discussion with various areas of the council and various individuals with the power to really see this implemented and so on. So what we want to do is to formalize this process by doing a petition, and that petition will be looked at by the council because they have got a duty to respond to petitions. So the deadline for us on the petition is the 6th of May. And as you can all appreciate, there is elections that are happening on that particular day. So we need to submit that petition to the council so it does get discussed in their first council meeting that's taking place on the 19th of May. So, so that's why there is an urgency now to have more signatories, to have that petition, so the voices of the MK residents are heard and the council will do something about it. I'm not saying that the council is not doing anything about it right now. They are, but I think the more voices that they have and the more support from Muslims and non-Muslims is the better that it will be expedited and implemented as ASAP.
Okay, yeah. So your plan, your desire really is to get that on the table, on the agenda, regardless of the outcome of the elections.
That's correct. This is nothing to do with the election. This is not a new ask. One of my colleagues, Salim Salam, who is the chair of the bereavement services of MKMA, has asked the council last year about this, specifically on the accountability assembly that's run by Citizen MK or Citizen organization in the UK. And the response was that it is best endeavor policy, and more or less best endeavor policy, it doesn't tie the council to honor that, because it depends whether they have like the resource, have the slots and so on. So it's not like a tight process or policy that we can all benefit from. It is an ad hoc policy, really, the way it's seen at the moment, because we try to put it into practice, but we failed to get a burial done within 24 hours.
Okay. And how can people access the petition?
So the petition is hosted by Milton Keynes Islamic Society, and this is not a Milton Keynes Islamic Society petition. This is a petition that it is done on behalf of 11 Muslim organizations in Milton Keynes. And Milton Keynes Islamic Society, we are just using the resource whereby we can have the petition in one place, and we want it electronically. We didn't want any piece of papers being scattered around local mosques or organizations for it to be manual process, because we need to make sure also that people's details are confidential and only what is needed to be submitted to the council. And the main requirement is the name, surname, the house number, and the postcode, because the democratic services of the council will have to check some of those to make sure that this petition is not phony and it is a genuine petition that is started by the residents of Milton Keynes. So I hope that answers the question.
Yeah, and also what we'll do is we'll put that link on our streams, our different social media channels, so that people can, if you're listening to this, it's really, really important to sign that petition. So what we're saying is that the more people that have signed this petition, the stronger argument it's going to be for us to be able to bury our dead quickly and get a release of the correct documentation in order for us to do that. At the moment, how many signatures do you have, and what are you aiming for?
680 signatures, and just looking at it briefly, I've done like some work there. It is signed by 260 females and 413 males. So, and these are just Muslims, because we have had the petition signed by Christians, by Hindus, and by humanists, and others that preferred not to say what their religion is. So it is really a good one. So I think we need to encourage everyone to do it. Because I think when people received it through the social media, they thought, okay, just me, I'm going to do it. But I think what people need to understand that this petition can be signed by anyone over 16, and as many people in the household can sign it. For example, for me, my wife, my two children that are over 16, that all signed it. So that's, I think, what like the message that we want to get out there. If we just look at the messages that we have around Milton Keynes, the capacity is in excess of 1,000. So to receive 680 signatories is really somewhat disappointing. But so I hope with this appeal that more people will sign this petition. And as you said, Roxana, the more that signs it, the more weight it has and the more voices that will be listened to with the council.
I'm just trying to find the link.
Okay, I'll tell you what the link is. I've got it in front of me. So it's https://2// MKIS, which is Milton Keynes Islamic Society, .org/page_ID equal 122. So I will put it on the chat as well. So if you guys want to put it on your website or on your Ramadan FM websites, that will be good as well. Because we have had tremendous support from various masajids and various individuals that sent it privately. So that should help really this as well.
Fantastic. What I'll do as well is, thank you. You've put the link on there, the chat. So if anyone's listening to this, go to the Facebook page, please, and have a look at the chat, and the link is there. We'll also pop it onto the Ramadan FM website or the Facebook page. And why don't we try and get you on at some point, Brother Hamid, next week to see what our progress is, if that's okay with you?
Yeah, that's fine. I can give you an update because we have got few meetings just to let everyone know. We have been working actively behind the scenes, and I cannot thank enough few members. I need to mention them by name because they have done excellent work on the background. This is not just like my baby. It's without those people, we wouldn't have been able to get where we are. So a special thanks to Salim Sallam, who is the vice chair of this campaign, Brother Arif Masters from the KCI Milton Keynes community, Brother Murad Hakel, who is a trustee of Milton Keynes Muslim Association, Brother Dawar Abbas, who is also a member and chair of the Milton Keynes Muslim Burial Support Group, and Brother Wahid Ali, who is a member and a chair of Milton Keynes Islamic Society. So these are the people that are working on the background, and we are supported. And special thanks go to Tom Bullman, who is the community coordinator at the Citizen MK. So he has been invaluable to our campaign and steering us in the right direction with this ask.
Okay, thank you so much. Jazakallah khair, Brother Hamid, for joining us on the radio today. And inshallah, please get putting your names to the petition. If you've already done it, then please get all of the people in your household over the age of 16 to do it as well.
And share it as much as you can. The more you share it, and we haven't got much time left because we need the numbers by the 6th of May. So Jazakumullah khair for giving us the platform to raise this issue, which is closer to everyone's hearts, and inshallah we will all benefit. So الدال على الخير كفاعله, like the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, whoever is giving people lines of doing good is equal to that person doing it themselves.
Alhamdulillah, inshallah. Thank you so much, brother. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum.